Hello, fam. Good morning, afternoon, or evenings, depending on wherever you're watching from in the world. Welcome to another episode of Mindship. And as you may already know, my name is Ayodunmomi. If you're watching for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, you're also welcome. We're sure gonna have very amazing discussion tonight. Yeah, and today I'm talking sports. How many of you like sports? Maybe I don't really like sports like that. But there's a particular kind of sports that I like, because the way it actually works fascinates me, and that is the relay race. At the relay race. So basically the relay race is a race that constitutes 4 runners running from one point to another while handling a baton from one person to the next. So say we have 4 by 100 meters. You have each runner running 100 meters, hands over the baton to the next person. The other person runs another 100, the third, and also the last leg. And that's the person that is going to run till the end of the race. And trust me, there are so many things to learn from that race. There are so many things to learn. So I'll just speak it one at a time. And the first is the most important thing about the relay race is not just the people, or is not the people running, it's the baton. So the relay race is not just about the individual running, it's about the baton that is being passed from one person to another. So most times, in the past, I thought it was just about 4 people running. No, it's not just about 4 people running. Anybody can run. It's not just about 4 people running. Anybody can run. There are different kinds of races where people run. But for the relay race, one thing that is unique about it is the fact that a baton is being handed over from one person to another. That baton that they are carrying is the big deal, but it's the most important thing in that race. And life is also very similar to that race. Life is very, very similar to that race because life is not just about you. It's about the mandate in which you are being called to fulfill. It's about the purpose for which you are called. It's about the assignments you are called to do. So that assignment, that purpose, that vision is that baton that you are carrying. So life is like the race. The race is not about you. It's about the baton you're carrying. It's about the vision you're carrying. And in a relay race, no matter how skillful you are required to pass the baton. You are required to pass the baton. No matter how, you can't say, I'm the fastest runner. Let me do the 4. Then you are no longer running a relay. You're probably doing something else, but no longer a relay because the rule of the game requires that you pass the baton from one person to another. And so as an individual, running your purpose, running your life, running your business, whatever it is, you must recognize the boundaries of your assignments. Recognize the boundaries of your assignments, but don't be carried away by it. This is how far you're supposed to go, but don't be carried away by it. Also recognize and celebrate other people's vision too. You're supposed to pass the baton. So know that you have a role to play. Play your role. Also recognize that other people have a role to play too. Let them also play their role. Do your part. Let them do their part. Very important. Okay. Sorry to interrupt that video. I need to pass this very important information. Purpose Conference 2024 is coming up December 7th. And this is me inviting you. Now, check the link in the description below. Register, share with all your family and friends. We're going to be having rich conversations around purpose, meaning, identity. Now you can go back to your video. Another thing about the relay race is you are only allowed to exchange the baton in the zone of exchange. There is a zone of exchange. For instance, if you're supposed to run 4 by 100 meters, you can't exchange after you have run 50 meters. There is a zone where the baton must be passed from one runner to another. You can't say, you don't pass the baton because you are tired. You don't pass the baton because if you can't go on anymore. No, there is a level to which you're going to run, or there is okay, like I said, if it's 100 meters, you're supposed to run a certain a level to a certain level before you pass the baton to the next person. You don't pass it because you're tired. You don't pass it because you just feel like passing it. That is what the rule says. And that's why, as an individual, as you're fulfilling your assignment, you must be able to manage your energy. If you're an activity person like me, that like doing too many things, you must be able to manage your energy so that you don't burn out before you complete your lap, before your lap is finished. If you burn out before your lap is finished, there is no way you can carry the race on to the next person. So you must have a way to manage your energy, manage your resource, manage your time, manage everything you have such that you can effectively pass it on to the next person. And when you're running a relay, and the baton mistakenly drops, yes, everybody feels bad. You lose time, you lose energy, but you're not disqualified from the race. If the runner can still pick the baton, continues and hands over to the next person, then the race still continues. You're not disqualified automatically because the baton falls. And I mean, that is good news for me. That is good news for me because as you run life's race, you will make mistakes. You will do some stuff that you're not so proud of. You will do things that, have you done things that you feel like beating or pinching yourself? You will do stuff like that. But the point is, you can forge victories out of mistakes. You don't have to allow your mistake disqualify you. I mean, you are not disqualified from that race unless you choose to stop running, unless you disqualify yourself technically. So you're not a failure unless you agree and tell yourself that I am a failure. I mean, you're not a failure. So whatever mistakes you've made, whatever shortfall you've had, you can get back on the race. That vision can still come alive again. That dream can still come alive again. That project can still be completed. The flowers can still bloom. I mean, that's it. You can still do what it is the Lord has committed into your hands to do. I mean, that you have a temporary setback or that you have whatever shortfall, mistakes, loss, does not mean you're disqualified. You're not. Do your best. Get back on the track and forge victories out of your mistakes. And the relay race, I mean, overall, from an helicopter, it's basically about teamwork. It's about teamwork. And so, life, if you're going to really go far in life, you definitely need to leverage on people's strength. I mean, okay, so now we are shooting. I'm probably the only one you're seeing on set, but some people have done reviews, giving me feedback of past videos. Someone is shooting, and that person is going to edit. Maybe one day we should even do behind the scene, stuff that happen. So many things come to play before you see a result, before you see a video like this. So it's important that you recognize your strength. I mean, do what you can with your strength. And when you need to leverage on other people, you should also leverage. And I am trusting that your vision will not die with you because you manage your energy well, and you will be able to communicate those values, those dreams, and those virtues even on to the next generation. Because, I mean, essentially, that is what life is all about. Ensuring continuity of our dreams, vision, whatever it is that the Lord has committed into our hearts or into our hands. And that is it for today. I hope you learned something. Drop something in the comment section. Let me know what you learned. And perhaps you have other lessons too from the relay race that I probably didn't capture. Feel free to share so that we can all learn. And on that note, I'd like to say, have a very good day.